Oh, greetings. Thanks for joining us on this broadcast. Okay, all right. This is Dolores Cannon, channeling, and then Trinity. Then we go into the Trinity nuclear site. That was the site of the first atomic bomb. Um, that was in New Mexico. It's in White Sand. White Sands, New Mexico. Well, it's a White Sands missile site, which I imagine many people go there on vacation. And the bombing of Hiroshima, channeling. Yeah, so this is, yeah. So, so I give my take on, of course, Dolores Cannon does a lot of the QHH hypnotism, which is good. Um, she's the first time I've ever heard about people that the aliens put out the call for all these alien beings to come here. Um, Now there's a different way. I don't know. I always felt weird about that. It's like I don't know. I just get a different vibe. My version's a little bit different. Well, let's put it this way: if you're here before the atomic bomb, which I believe I was, and you're putting out the call way before that, nobody cares. um, yeah, I think that's what was going on. And then they set off the bomb. It was like, we've been telling you about this forever. Nobody seemed to give a shit. And now they dropped the bomb, and now all of a sudden everybody cares. That's my version of it. So I think they've been putting out the call for a very, very long time. Just alien beings with nothing to do with this place. And here we are. So yeah, I believe they've been putting out the call for ages. Um, Probably way before World War II. But yeah, just a lot of beings with nothing to do with this place. Gee, I can't imagine why. But yeah, that's my version of it. Yeah, because apparently I have some kind of connection to World War II. I'm not going to go to here, but yeah. So yeah, the call was put out many times. Nobody cared. Then they dropped the atomic bomb, and all of a sudden, whoa, wait! Well, all of a sudden, we care. All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, about time. It takes that to get your attention. So yesterday did Oppenheimer's run Oppenheimer, and that was really just. First, I was going to bring in like a reptilian or something like that about souls being descending and all that. And then Oppenheimer came through. It's like, so yeah, quite intense. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of I don't know. People want to believe whatever you want, but sometimes the truth can be very painful for some. Uh, it's not all the glamour as some might want to look at it. So we'll see where things go. Um, yeah. So I'm not sure where I'm going to be connected to exactly with Trinity nuclear site in Hiroshima, but we'll see where we get into that. Yeah, because I can go further into that whole thing. Well, aliens not caring. I don't think they did, to be honest with you. This is at avatar.com, private sessions. The shop here, I'm going on to the 24th, I believe. Same situation here. We have webinar sign up, social network, Rabbit, and behind the scenes. And a little more context of what we're getting ourselves into here. Can't find it. Okay, here we go. So this is a Trinity site. So you have, this is obviously off limits to the public. So I have Albuquerque. And Los Alamos is up here somewhere, up in the, but this is where they dropped the atomic bomb. So yeah, this is all off limits, but this is the missile range. I don't think there's any nuclear. I imagine there's still some nuclear energy there, even if they said there isn't. This is the Trinity site. So they have a plaque. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before in the past. Obviously, I have not been there. Yeah, the world's first atomic bomb. So, lovely. So Truman, yeah, Truman's like a monster, is my feeling of it. I don't think they had to drop the atomic bomb either. My feeling is that they could have found some way to end the war. I think they just got sick of fighting it. But Truman's the reason why they dropped. I think they wanted to see. Yeah, he wanted to see what that was going to do too. He didn't give a shit. Truman's just a piece of shit. It comes out. Oppenheimer at least had some kind of soul within him. Felt bad, but Truman's just an inhumane pile of garbage. So yeah, save people, I guess. But yeah, he's just probably in denial or something like that. Yeah, I don't get a good vibe from Mr. Truman at all. So Harry S. Truman is the one who allowed the atomic bomb to happen to begin with. So if they talk about children running, destroying the world, it's him. So politicians as usual. So, but yeah, I say this again. Like I said, my vibe on this whole thing about the call was made after the atomic bomb was dropped because they were planning on destroying the planet. All of a sudden, aliens just all of a sudden cared when they did not care before. So me calling and calling and calling and getting hung up and hung up and hung up. So it says a lot about the aliens too. So yeah, they have a lot to learn themselves. It's not just us; it's them too. So yeah, they got a lot of their problems, especially when you see what aliens being channeled through channeling cults and stuff like that that's going on here. So they're not that as innocent as they come off as. So they got problems too. So all right, we're going to Dolores Cannon. Let's see her point of view. I do feel like an Arcturian vibration there. Yeah, I guess some of the aliens are. Man, oh, it's true. I mean, these aliens are not exactly positive. Even the ones that come off as positive, they still got a lot to learn. They just do. They're just because they have all this high tech technology and all that doesn't mean they know what the hell they're doing. So, when it comes to this place, so. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. This is Dolores Cannon, energy of enlightenment. Yes, it's for the soul to understand its signature, where it comes from, where it's been, because it's at a point where it needs to know about itself. It's hard for soul, as you can see, to go forward without knowing about their past. As in this reality, yes, there's more manipulation in your current reality than there has been in the past. Even you can just feel the vibrations of the past. Obviously, there's manipulations, but nothing like there is today. So when this whole atomic bomb in World War II, it entered into a galactic war. That there was wars before, but the war increased. Where souls are no longer as free as they used to be. They weren't. It wasn't perfect before, but it's become more constrained ever since the Industrial Revolution. Basically taking away rights. So as you know, life was simpler in the past. So it's going to the Akashic record to find answers to heal depression, because the soul here is not really progressing as it would like to. As for traveling and moving along and having experiences, it's more of staying put than it is to move around anymore. It is now constrained, when before it was able to experience more. Now, obviously, some are experiencing more traveling, but is also they're getting more depression too. So it's just a different environment altogether. I mean, even now, when you do travel, you add more hostility to the soul. So the hostile souls become more toxic than you have in the past. Of course, you've had it. I mean, the world turned itself into it's like the insane asylum vibration increased about 1,000%, probably more than that. It's just that the soul is easier to lose itself now more than ever before. That shows ascension energies. You're also connecting more with the astral. So the astral realm is dynamically tapping into the Earth's energy to speed things up. Or 5D is getting stronger among many. Some people feel like they are in 5D now because they're feeling the energy signature. That's their home. So they're feeling they're at home. Of course, they feel homesick at the same time. So going into 5D, or you can go higher than that, of course. So many are at home in 5D, but many of you are far, far above that. But a lot of the lessons of this earth comes from 5D and 4D, of course. Yeah, 5D and 4D is like the kitchen of your reality. It's where everything is assembled. Of course, it's assembled in the higher dimensions too, but if you want to assist the world of 4 and 5D reality is really where it's at. But yes, the soul has gotten more complicated as it's gotten more stagnant and blocked than ever before. And so my work and others is to re-remember. And also it shows a lot of the Atlantean, Lemurian knowledge is allowed to come back in Egypt. Ancient times are unlocking themselves within the soul. Of course, they're bringing their lessons with them too. It's just that, yes, things aren't going as fast as some people would like it to. And even my vibrations, of course, I have a lot of knowledge that I'm not even allowed to even bring up yet. Because I'm more of an energy of the future. My time, what I brought here in the physical was exactly what I needed to bring in. But obviously, there's more. And yes, there's a lot of trickster energies that are holding hostage of many souls at this time. Some beings that have, yes, reincarnated or, without going into full detail, but some are really hijacked. The spiritual community is going through its own growth. It's going to have some realizations of how it's being tricked through some of these mediums. It's going to be a tough learn. Well, yeah, people feel like the numbers, like if a person has a lot of numbers, it validates their purpose. We're not realizing that they just kind of fell for a trap, basically. So, not always, but there are cases where it's true. So, it's like harvesting souls. It's really like feeding off the energy of many. They're not realizing it. Well, it's hard to find the individual. It's hard the individual to find their own belief system, so they need to connect to a group, and that's where the lessons are, but also that's where a lot of trickster energies are. Also, to find the individual is very difficult. To trust oneself, to create your own ideas, to connect yourself with spirit. That's like riding your bike by yourself. But right now, many are in training at this time to trust their own energy fields. So this is kind of the dark age of spirituality. It's the light age, but also the dark age. It's kind of the Renaissance in some regard, but still a lot of healing to be done. Yeah, it's a lot of realizations. And it's going to happen more and more as more of the religions start to break down. Expect that. But expect a hijacking of spirituality more and more because many are leaving the traditional churches and finding more. Eventually, yes, you'll have the aliens spoken about in your regular church, mostly denouncing it, but and some of the more new age churches will allow it, and even the QHH to come, and that's when the churches start to heal themselves, because a lot of the churches are bringing. I mean, it's a lot of them are Babylonian energies. Yes, they have a lot of Catholic energy, but a lot of it's Babylon within the religions. Not all religions, but many. Babylonian priests, they're very powerful, mind control. They find their and it they did go into Egypt, but yeah, this world has a lot of lessons it has to discover about itself. But my incarnation basically is to clear, as you know, the blockages within the soul. And those of you that are having trouble going into a trance, into a connection, is yes, that most likely means a practitioner there to help guide you is not either ready for your information. It's like you might freak out the person that's there to help you. There are those cases where you need to be at the right person, and you have to feel comfortable with the person that's helping you, of course. There's a lot of layers of that, as you know. It's going to get more complicated. Atlantean Lemurian knowledge is going to be a tidal wave of psychic knowledge. As many, yeah, even visualize themselves as Atlantean beings. And Lemurian. People are already doing the Lemurian, but the Atlantean is going to get more bizarre. They're going to see even some of the experiments that the Atlanteans did, similar to like what the Nazis did. So yeah, World War II was those in World War II. I believe this has been mentioned here before, but maybe not. Yeah, the Nazis are basically reincarnated Atlanteans. Some of them are quite dark, with a lot of dark magicians there. Yes, it's basically a reset of the Earth. So yeah, the Dark Atlanteans rise again, but to awaken the world. Yes, as you can see, isn't the world kind of Atlantean currently? This is the new Atlantis. Yeah, so it restarted the planet. There's a lot more to it. Yeah, the atomic bomb energy, you can go by what you feel on that. The aliens, trust them or not, yes, you're gonna reach a little bit of everything now because you've welcomed in so many more. So many are. It's a learning process, but this is how you get reintroduced to the universe again. So the Earth is going back into, as you talk about the galactics, you're within yourselves is realizing you're just activating alien presence here. Obviously, there's blockages, but it won't be blockages forever. The Trinity, well, that's not for me to speak about. Greetings. This is Oppenheimer again. Greetings to your civilization. Your alien presence. We were, during my time, aware there was an alien group. We didn't think much of it at the time. But when you're part of top secret knowledge of government, you're aware of sightings. That wasn't like the main topic of the day, far from it. We knew that there was anomalies that cannot be understood. So we knew somebody else was here. But that wasn't my job to figure out. As for the Trinity nuclear sites, yes, you can say that Native Americans designed that area. I mean, all of this is made up for future use. You know, even with the nuclear bomb being dropped or before, I felt like my soul was leaving my body. I felt like I wanted to be responsible for this. As for Truman, yeah, Truman and others were basically part of that is your shadow government. Your Truman, even your Roosevelt, but Truman mostly is your shadow government president, right in front of you, right in front of you. Dropping a bomb, doesn't care. I believe also the development of the CIA and all that was during that time. somewhere around those lines. So yeah, that's when your government truly. I mean, it was before that the government kind of lost itself, but during this time, the shadow government truly took over. So even with a president as a shadow government being, yeah, they laugh at compassion. I mean, you have compassion for those that died during the atomic bomb, and they didn't even politicians didn't even care. It's like they wanted to be winners of history. They wanted to be seen as heroes. It says they're mass murderers instead. So yeah, the history. Yeah, your presidential situation is going to be seen a lot differently in your future. Yeah, it's seen as the hero, but eventually it's like, is that the hero or is that the villain? I mean, more like the villain. So the Trinity nuclear site is there's a lot. Yes, there's a lot of angels. Like it was opening up, a doorway into the spirit realm. You can say yes. There's darkness there, but also light. And same thing with where the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's where the spirit world opened its doors. A lot of those spirits to quickly leave the earth. But trust me, even now, I'm still punishing myself no matter what. No matter, it's something like that. Yeah, because you show, like, realize when you have to develop an atomic bomb, this is to save humanity. At least that's what you're told. Of course, the Germans are developing their own, so it made sense for us to develop it. But when we stop the Germans, why are we still here to drop another? Why are we here to drop a bomb? What for? It's like we stopped the Germans. No one's doing anything. So yeah, it's not exactly what we see is these some of these presidents are not going to be seeing the best of light in the future. But Hiroshima now with Japan losing themselves, yeah, it was that's when much of your elites, yes, controlling society, yeah, they ran amok. Well, they want to destroy the world, really, when it comes down to it. They just don't care. um, they've done this before on other worlds, as far as I can tell. It's not always the reptilians or other beings involved. They just don't care. And now you know this current society is being destroyed within. Many are going through therapy at this time. They're on drugs. I mean, things are getting really. So I don't see your elites showing themselves too clearly among your people. Well, people feel like they're trying to make their lives normal here. They're trying to have some kind of normalcy. And does it look that normal? I mean, yeah, they don't want to realize the depth of how backwards their reality truly is. It's basically, yeah, an alien hijacking. Well, there's a lot of alien souls here. Just, yeah, they have we can say a power trip. They want to feel like they defeated this world. Now, what the idea is to corrupt it, take it over, and then say it doesn't have any reason to exist anymore, and then you destroy it. It's like it's so corrupt. What's the point of its existence? That's what they're trying to do here. Due to all the media propaganda, the dark politicians, they're just trying to corrupt the people of the world. Really, when it comes down to it, they want everyone here corrupt, and that's why so many of you are here to keep the corruption. That's why, and even alien beings that are incarnated through starseeds, some of them are corrupt. Well, they got a lot of healing within themselves. They're just basically keeping the world from being destroyed. It really comes down to that now. So it shows you are going into a version of an awakening. But that's really the agenda of the elites is just to get everyone to fight among each other. That's really when it comes down to it. That's why human trafficking exists. They just want control over humanity, just turn into a wasteland. I mean, it's kind of that way in some areas, yes, but not all. So that's why many of you are bringing light and connected to higher vibrations or having are having a lot of trouble here because it's not the answers aren't. You have questions, but the answers aren't always coming. So there's beings that are causing trouble here. I believe that we'll be seeing one day. Yeah, definitely. Most of them aren't human, but you'll see it through humans. But yeah, the darkness here is unimaginable. But that's when you truly connect to your universe of how dark did this place get. And this is also the wars of other universes. Other universes have found just like a inner black hole within themselves. Inner war. It's just this universe is like a war universe. Not all of it, but quite a bit of it is. So this planet is a reflection of the universe itself. There are some places that are very positive and healing, and other places are war zones. Obviously, some universes don't have much hostility. This place does. It's why it's doing that, creating a name for itself. I mean, you can call star systems dark all you want, but this the inner core of the universe itself is black with darkness. That is not well. It's kind of showing itself through entertainment. It gives you glimpses of what's really out there in the universe. Are people ready to recognize it? Um, yeah, parasitic energies. It goes much deeper than that. Well, they just want to consume light, and it might be more intense than people realize. So, I mean, eventually, yeah, you'll probably want. And it's hard to say when this will happen, though. When you'll see giants, you'll see all kinds of mythical beings here eventually, one day, but no time soon. Not my vision, not my connection, at least. It's just the third dimensional human. Yeah, just as you can see, you're now the corruption here that's going on with the politicians. Yeah, there is a Ryan war here, but there's more to it than that. But it's just yeah, they see beings that see light. They just want to corrupt it so quickly. As I say, they want chaos here. But they can only hide so much of themselves. Now, will people believe what's really here? You already heard about reptilians and or dimensional beings. There's a lot more to it than that. A lot more that's hard to digest. But I believe some of you will make it there. Always to realize it. Yes, eventually even seeing your reality shift. Some of you might have already seen that. Like your reality that you're living just shift among I mean literally shift in your mind before like you actually experienced it. So that shows you're getting somewhere. 61.